Hey guys, Matt Science here, and today I'm hopping back into r/PettyRevenge for day number 4. Oh my gosh, let's get into it. So I have 4 stories. First up, take the car I paid for. Good luck finding the dead fish in it. When I was 15, I began working, and by the time I was 17, I had enough money to buy my first car. Me being young, when my egg donor and stepdad said they were titling it in their name for insurance and registration purposes, I didn't question it. 6 months later, they're divorcing. When the divorce is finalized, my egg donor informs me that my car that I paid for was going to my ex-stepdad in the divorce, since it showed as joint property between them. I was furious. The car looked nice on the exterior, but burnt through a quart of fuel every 2 days and drove like crap, but it was still my car. This week, before my ex-stepdad was due to pick it up, I quit putting oil in it. I drove around town extra that week. I was that smoke-laden town of burning oil. To top off my revenge, my friend had a goldfish die. It was a pretty big fish, 3 to 4 inches long. I asked for it. The morning of the car being taken, July mind you, I cut the yellow foam beneath the passenger seat. The foam was sticky, abrasive, and resealed easily due to the stickiness. I cut the foam, stuffed the dead fish into the padding, and pushed it as far over as I could, then stuck the foam back together nicely. He showed up with his girlfriend. Girlfriend was the mistress, thus causing the divorce, and he made a big show of giving her my car as a gift to her. I just smiled. I wish I knew how well the car went over. Hours later, in the hot July weather, but I can imagine. Egg donor is my biological mother, but she doesn't deserve any recognition in my life other than contributing genetic material. My bio dad is a wonderful, amazing person who was dragged through the coals for child support. He paid $150 a week in 1987, plus insurance. 50% of all insurance co-pays. Had to do an additional $150 each child for school clothes, pay for school lunches, fees, and book rental. He worked 12 hours a day as a plumber and part-time in a factory. He had nothing. And couldn't go to a futile court case with my egg donor, since back then the state didn't give custody to dads. Yeah, nice. I never told him about my life at her house, since I didn't want him to worry. Thanks for the awards. I don't think that fish was ever found. It was, wedged way in the spot that no one would ever think to look. Annoy every person in the terminal? Get your bag confiscated by TSA. Ooh, TSA is not good. Waiting for a flight to board at a major East Coast airport. In walks this young, slick, loud business kid, early 20s, on a conference call, shouting into his Apple earbuds. Drops his bag on the 1 free seat and starts pacing the floor up and down the aisle, oblivious to dozens of folks eating lunches, working quietly, babies sleeping. Continues pacing and shouting, yep, we'll upload that into the system, blah blah, jargon, acronyms and business bullshit, annoying everybody around, making everyone else get out of his way. Folks start giving him the stink eye, but his shouting and pacing continue, his circuit widening until he's walking out of sight, then circling back, still shouting into the air. After 20 minutes of this, I'm over it. Kid stalks off in a hurried pace, abandoning his backpack for the 3 or so minutes it takes him to pace the terminal. So I walk up to a TSA guard and point to the bag. Sir, there's an unclaimed backpack on that seat. Then I walk away. TSA starts making announcements, trying to find the owner of the bag, but douchebag business kid is too oblivious, shouting, pacing, and shouting. TSA is already removing the bag when he realizes and chases after them. Too late. He's suspect and he has to follow them out of the terminal for a bag check. And now it's quiet again. It's that simple. Just don't be an asshole. Don't get your bag taken away. Teacher denies bathroom privilege. Student asserts his dominance. I think I have heard this story. I originally posted this as a comment on another post, but my so thought it was worth sharing as a standalone. I'm adding a bit more detail and correcting some spelling and grammar. Also posting from mobile, so apologies for formatting. Context. This happened in the early 90s at the time, the teacher had been teaching for 30 years plus. It was a rural area, so many of my friends' parents had also suffered through at least 1 year of primary school with this awful woman. I've seen a grown woman cry recounting memories of her experiences. She was really that bad. My second grade teacher took pride in being a mean old cunt to her students. Wielding control over our tiny little bladders was something that gave her particular satisfaction. One day during cursive lessons, this kid named Joseph asked to use the bathroom. She told him he should have used the bathroom during morning recess and would have to wait until lunch. A little while later, he started squirming in his seat and again asked to use the bathroom, this time with more urgency. At this point, a teacher starts berating the kid by telling him he is a little baby for not holding his bladder like a big boy and suggesting that he should wear diapers. Joseph gets tired of her shit, stands up from his seat, stares her directly in the eye, and proceeds to unleash the most epic man-sized piss he could muster, unobstructed, down his legs and pulled on the carpet beneath him. A wave of giggling quickly spread through the classroom, which was basically the second grade equivalent of a slow clap. Our teachers just stood there dumbfounded for a moment before grabbing Joseph by the arm and dragging him off to the principal's office. As they exited the room, Joseph glanced over his shoulder with a big grin on his face. A legend was born that day, and we all enjoyed our newfound bathroom privileges for the remainder of the school year. Teacher retired the following year. I love how it's like the most epic man-sized piss. Oh, I missed the part he was wearing basketball shorts. It just missed. My brain just skipped a whole sentence. I just realized that after going over it again. I'm an idiot. But you swore you weren't sleeping together. This happened like 15 years ago, but it still makes me smile sometimes. My now ex-husband and I had split up and I was moving out of our house. My half-sister moved in the day I moved out. My family was pissed I was getting divorced and absolutely supported her moving in with him. I said I thought it was weird that my sister and my ex-husband were sleeping together and my grandmother insisted it wasn't like that. My sister was telling everyone that she was sleeping in the guest room. The problem with that was that the guest room had been turned into a home gym with no room for a bed, and I knew my ex would never give that up. So I dropped it and didn't say anything more, especially after he told me directly that they weren't sleeping together. I was there a few months later, picking up the rest of my stuff that had been stored in the attic. I walked through the kitchen and see a prescription bottle sitting out. I took a look, and lo and behold, it's my Valtrex in my husband's name. I started laughing, and he asked what's so funny. My reply? Well, since you swore up and down you weren't sleeping together, I saw no reason to tell you my sister had herpes, and apparently she didn't inform you either. Because several people had brought it up, yes, I did get tested especially for herpes after we split. We had not had sex in quite a while, thankfully. I had no idea if they were sleeping together before the divorce, and honestly don't care. I never asked if they were sleeping together, he just said outright they weren't. I only brought it up with my grandmother because I was being given hell for living with a guy. She said it was morally wrong, so I asked if it was morally wrong for my sister and my ex-husband to be living together too. damn, herpes is gonna suck. I love the herpes bombshell just waiting. It's just like sitting there. It's like an untested bomb. And then it's just like, they're about to test it and it just goes, blows everyone up. Oh my gosh. I might do one last one because they seem to be really short here on this subreddit. My ex bought himself a gift as a gift to me, so I did the same. This happened a couple of Christmases ago, but someone told me to post a story here, so here I am. About 4 minutes before Christmas 2018, my boyfriend at the time accidentally spilled a drink on his laptop and wrecked the thing. He couldn't afford a new one, and it was his main source of entertainment, so I said he could borrow mine, since I didn't use it that often. Everything was fine until Christmas that year. He still hadn't got a new laptop by that point, but I assumed that was because he was saving up to get himself a decent laptop, rather than a crappy one he could just about afford. Anyway, he hands me my gift, and to my surprise, it was a brand new laptop. I assumed that he brought me a laptop to replace my old one and was going to keep my old laptop for himself. Nope. His gift to me was buying himself a new laptop so that he didn't have to use mine anymore. Nothing else, just that. I was outraged. But then a petty thought crossed my mind. Little did he know that I'd fallen into a bit of money, so I decided to surprise him with a top-of-the-range gaming laptop, which was easily more than double the price and quality of the one that he bought himself. So I decided to give him his present. When he opened it, his eyes lit up and he looked so excited at the prospect of his new laptop. But when he started to open it, I took it back from him and told him that it was actually for me, and my gift was letting him keep his new laptop without me trying to use it all the time. Of course, we got into a massive argument that eventually led to us breaking up. Thankfully, we exchanged gifts a few days before Christmas, so the day wasn't ruined. I returned the laptop and used the money to go on the spontaneous holiday with my friend for New Year's Eve. No regrets. And that is just perfect. That's just brilliant. Like, you try to be nice? No. He buys himself a present, you buy yourself a present, everyone wins. Anyways, with that, I'm going to end this episode here. Links will be in the description to my main channel and also this channel where I do more Reddit stuff. I might not do any more Reddit stuff after this whole series because it'll be not 8 months of just Reddit in a row. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. A ding. Links also on the screen to the playlist and the last episode. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. The Mad Scientist out. I just realized I did that twice.